What's up, motherfuckers? I was watching Coach J Rom's talking about his Coach Eli's uh his door dashing. I don't know much about door dashing. I really don't. I don't know if I sound all right or not. I don't know very much at all. So it's kind of hard for me to say one way or another. I think probably Coach Rom knows more than I do. Okay, it sounds good. Hey, what's up? I think Coach Rom knows more than I do. So about that particular issue. Hey, what's up, man? You doing all right, brother? So, but I'm looking at it and I'm listening to Eli's video, but he's talking about like the details of it. So I don't know. I get what you're saying, Rom, and I get kind of like what he's saying, like, oh well, there's too many orders there, or something like that, or there's too much going on with the different orders. The details that he's given as to why he's passing them up, I don't know. I kind of see where he's coming from, but I see what you're saying too. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I wouldn't even know how to begin to do door dashing. I wouldn't even want to. I don't even want to waste my time with that shit. Like I was looking at some of the orders you got up. Hold on, let me look at it. Let me pull it up for you. And I was thinking to myself, there ain't no way I'd fucking do that. I just couldn't do it. Let's see. There we go. Right here. I was looking at what you were saying, like 5.8 miles for $12.27. Like if that's all you got to do is just drive, cool. I mean, I guess you could do that. That might be a decent amount of money. I don't know. Maybe. Um, I don't know. Some of them, but what he was talking about, oh, well, you got to get like two or three items, or you got to do this and that, and you got to give your ID, and you got to stand in line, and you got to fuck with all this other bullshit. And then you got to drive these amount of miles to get that product to whatever the people are. Like what I like is like on the only thing I got to get paid mileage for is like when I work at different different clinics, right? Let's say I work at my clinic, my home clinic, from on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is pretty close to reality, right? And then let's say I want to work extra, right? So let's say I want to work Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at other clinics. Well, like the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, I want a bonus, right? And bonuses for charge nurses, right, is roughly $125, and that at that point it's more negotiable. Wait, $150. I'm sorry. And then, if you want more than that, if you wanna be like a regular nurse, or the, clinic nurse for that day, it's $125, okay? Uh oh, really? That is decent money. Okay, okay. Prop 22, if he stays on orders, he's guaranteed $21 an hour plus tips. That's decent money. That is decent money. That isn't bad at all. That ain't bad at all. You're right about that. If that's the case, see, that's what I mean, I don't know. I was listening to what Eli was saying. I was trying to. Yeah, 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 hell yeah. I was listening to what Eli was telling me, and, I don't know, you know what I mean? Hold on, let me get the link, 'cause I never done that shit before. Now, they do pay me a mileage, so, like, with the and it depends, it varies. Like, if I was going, like, right down the street, like, the next clinic over, it's, like, $15.63 for my mileage, right? Which isn't very much money. And then, so, basically, I would get, like, 160 something dollars to go to that clinic, with my bonus and my mileage. before I ever even walked through the door. You know what I'm saying? So, what's up, player?
What's up, man?
Doing all right?
All right, so I'm in kind of a shitty area. Just to let you know, I'm kind of up in the middle of nowhere, Washington, right now.
Oh yeah, I know what that's like. Yeah, that's up in the middle of nowhere.
All right.
Yeah.
So look, no matter how you cut this cake, he's making bank, right? So like, okay, so let's
Right.
just say because one of the things he said was like the one for $21, he had to make like he had to do some shopping and then like make like 6 stops or whatever. As long okay,
Right.
so on Prop 22 in California on DoorDash, you're guaranteed like $21 an hour for all your active time, like the time he's actually on an order. So if it took
Okay.
him an hour to do, who fucking cares?
Mm-hmm.
If it took him 3 hours to do, who fucking cares? He's getting paid 21 an hour guaranteed minimum while he's doing it.
Okay. Yeah. If that's the case, hell yeah, I get it.
So now,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
and even if there was no Prop 22, he sat there and he said on that video on the premiere he did that he sat there for less than 3 hours with these orders. These were the orders that came in over the course of less than 3 hours. If he'd have took those
Right.
orders in that 3 hours and run those in that 3 hours, he would have made $27.95 an hour. That's
Okay.
$83.77 in 3 hours. He said no to.
Gotcha. Okay.
So no matter how you cut that cake, whether he uses Prop 22 or doesn't, as a driver, we make money by moving. If the wheels ain't turning, you're not earning.
Right.
So I
Right.
did the numbers. Okay. He always says double the miles because he has to come back, right? So it would have been like 70 miles roughly. 30, what was it, like 30? I think it came up to be like 39 miles or something like that. So a little over 70
Right.
miles at 83.77. That's $1.06 a mile. It
Mm-hmm.
comes down to $1.06 a mile. Now, is that good money for a truck driver? No, that's shit money. But his car is a
Mm-hmm.
Honda Accord. A Honda Accord gets about 30 miles to the gallon. Gas in his area for
So he's gonna
premium
be doing
in
pretty
San
good.
Mateo. Yeah, gas in
Yeah.
San Mateo is 4.80 a mile or 4.80 a gallon.
Right.
It costs him 16 cents a mile to drive his car.
Right.
After
So he'd be
taxes
doing
and
all right.
insurance, he'd be doing about 60 to 70 cents a fucking mile after taxes and insurance.
Mm-hmm.
He would have made roughly a $50 profit for taking those loads or taking those runs. He would have made about $50. He turned down roughly $50 in profits. Now we're talking pure profits. We're not after all expenses, after all taxes, after everything. He turned
What
down
did
50
he sit
bucks.
there and do nothing instead, or
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got
So
you.
he could have now if you turned down even if he had been doing some other stuff, it still would have been an additional $50
Mm-hmm.
in profit in his bank account that's spendable.
Right.
Now, if you do that 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, that's over $12,000 in pure profit in his bank that's spendable that he said no to.
Got you.
That's money,
Mm-hmm.
man. 12 grand is a lot of money in a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
That's the
absolutely.
12 grand is the difference between what, like poor and middle class.
It
Like
can be. It
it can be,
absolutely can be.
you know, like
Yeah.
for somebody who's claiming they need money, they've got medical bills to pay and everything else. 12 grand's a lot of fucking money, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's incredible amount of money. I mean, I remember doing what you do, and like the most money I ever made on a load was a thing of TVs,
Right.
a load of TVs, nothing but TVs for Walmart. I didn't spend hardly any money on gas because that shit was light as fuck. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And I carried it enough distance to where I made a fucking shit ton of money.
Well, I
And
mean, he's bitching about the profit, like not running for less than $3 a mile. Right now, semi
mhm.
truck drivers are only averaging $2 a mile.
Right, but if I had to take a shitload where I didn't make as much money or very much money, hardly at all, in order to keep running, I did it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like
Yeah,
sometimes you just gotta
because
work
that's the
for
way the
shit. Like
game works. That's the way the
right.
game
Like
works.
Dude, I'm taking
Yeah.
this load to Wisconsin. This load to Wisconsin's paying. Now I'm not getting paid this. I'm a company driver now. I came back
Oh,
out as a
okay.
company driver. Guy offered me a ridiculous amount of money, $2,500 a week salary to run, and
Nice.
then so I'm like, fine, sure. So I was like, I'll take it. So I came back out and doing that. But we're taking this load. This load's paying $350 a mile from Washington to Wisconsin. But when I get to Wisconsin, the freight's only paying $2 a fucking mile coming out of there. So you
Right.
take a $2 a mile run back over towards Washington to take a $3-4 mile run back to Wisconsin. Like that's the way it fucking works. Now
That's
with
exactly the way it
DoorDash,
works.
it's a little different because he's going from commercial zones to residential zones. So likelihood is he's not going to get a load out of there coming back to his spot. Like
Right.
it's
Right.
it's
I can see
probably
that.
not going to happen. So he's going to have to go back. So if it's a 12-mile run to this residential area, he probably is going to have to take and just deadhead back or drive back with making no money. But at the same
Right.
time, $1.06 is still decent fucking money for somebody who's bitching about being broke.
Right. That makes sense.
So
I got you.
I mean, that's where
Hmm.
I'm at with it. Like that was my thing. Like he's talking about, well, I took this gig so I could make money and we could have some money because all these added expenses or all these extra bills that popped up or whatever. Well, turning down money, turning down loads because you don't like where they're going or you don't like the the pay per mile isn't the way to make
Right.
money. Like as working men, you and I know even as an adult, bro, if I'm broke and I got to, I'll go work at fucking McDonald's. I may not like that job.
I
I
know.
don't want to do that job.
Yeah, I know that's right. I mean, well, the thing is if I got to do it, I got to do it. It is what it is. I thought about, at certain points in my life where, oh, well, maybe I could do some DoorDash, do DoorDash on the side, whenever I get my child raised, I'll do whatever for money and be able to take my little, trips and shit. You know what I mean? A little extra money, a little extra cash.
Well, if you look
But
at the national
but I get
averages,
what you're saying.
DoorDash is paying $25 an hour on average nationally, plus tips.
Nice.
That's good fucking
Hmm.
money. But the thing is you're not going to make that if you don't take runs, if you say no to everything.
Right. Well, it's a shame
I
that they
mean,
don't have like somebody who like I don't know, that runs like a truck manager or whatever. What were they called? The truck driver managers?
a
I
transportation
forgot.
manager or dispatcher.
Yeah, dispatcher. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's too bad they don't have one of those because if you used to when you used to turn down bad loads for some of these companies, shit, like they wouldn't fuck with you for a while. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and that's what's going to
They'd
happen with
fucking
DoorDash. His rating is going to get so low that eventually they're just going to stop offering him shit. Like they're just going to quit.
right.
They're either going to cancel his contract or he's going to continuously just get shittier and shittier and shittier loads and refuse more and more and then get shittier loads and then refuse more and then get shittier until they just are like, fine, we're not working with you.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised about, like what I discovered about working in these other clinics, man. Like whenever I go and I work at another clinic or something like that, they'll give me a bonus and they give me mileage. I couldn't fucking the mileage I understood, but like I worked at a place that was on the other side of Houston, right? And
Mm.
they gave me like 60 something dollars for mileage. But I mean, the
Yeah,
bonuses
it's,
stay
it's
the same.
it's usually for traveling nurses like that. It's usually like 50 or 60 cents per mile to
Oh,
drive
okay.
to where you're going. It's enough to cover your gas and that's about it. You know what I mean? Like it ain't great. Like $67
It was
from
a
you to
little
the other
extra.
side of Houston. Was it?
Well, yeah, it was a little bit of money. I mean, well, with the bonus is $150. So I mean,
Right.
so I was making 200 and that's what, 210, $212 before I even walked through the door. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
I was there from up until, pretty close to close, so I got some good hours in, but
Mm.
so I mean, and it's all overtime. You know what I mean? I mean, you talk about like I pulled down some fucking more cash than I ever made in my life. You know, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, and if you do that 3 times a week, like, normally I'm able to do, right? I mean,
Mhm.
that's $1,000 or quite a bit of money in one week.
Right.
I mean, that's an extra $1,000 in my pocket. You
Well,
know
let's again,
what I'm saying?
let's use and keep in mind those numbers that you're showing on the screen right now. Those numbers are just the numbers he said. He also said that there was he
Yeah.
was going to sit there a little bit longer and there was countless other shitty or what he's calling shitty orders. So I'm going to say it was probably closer to $100 that he turned down in gross pay.
Right.
So
Right.
he probably now let's just say he does the same, and there's been several of these videos he's done where he's turned down about the same amount. So $100 a day, man, he's turning down $700 gross a week
Right.
if he's working 7 days a week. Let's just say 5 days a week, $500 a week he's turning down.
Right.
52
That's
fucking
crazy.
weeks a year, man. Do the math. That's over
Jesus.
$20,000.
That is a lot of money. That
Five
is, I
hundred
mean,
dollars a
it
week,
really
10
is.
weeks is 5 grand. 5 times 5 is 25. He's turning down almost $30,000 in gross profits a year for his
Right.
business.
Right. Exactly.
That is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I mean, and,
As a
and
business owner, that's stupid.
mhm. I mean, I'm looking at like the traveling thing, and I'm saying to
Hmm.
myself, if my clinic could ask me long enough for me to travel a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't think that they'll ever be in that position to do that,
Yeah.
to be able to do that. But if they were, I mean, I'm looking at some of these people that they kind of import from these other cities like El Paso, man. I mean, goddamn, that's like 800 miles away, right?
Yeah.
They're paying for this
That'd be good.
motherfucker's
That'd be
hotel
a good
room.
amount of money.
Yeah, they're paying for his hotel room and shit, and they're paying him the mileage for that, right? Like he's driving every day or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Hmm.
he ain't, he stayed in a hotel room right down the street. You know what I'm saying? And the amount of money that they pay these motherfuckers for that shit, just for
Well, you
that,
should see what, dude, you should
you
see
know.
what traveling nurses in Alaska are fucking making.
I mean, if I
It's
got a
it.
bonus for every day I worked, man, if I
Yeah.
got that bonus for every fucking day I worked, I mean, think about that. I could work like 6 days a week, right? That's because they were always closed on Sundays. But I could work 6 days a week and six times 150. I mean, goddamn, just in bonuses, motherfucker.
Right. Dude,
Oh,
traveling nurses in Alaska when I graduated nursing school was making 350,000 a year.
that's insane,
That's fucking
insane.
nuts. But you're only home like two
Hmm.
days a week. Like you go to one village, you and a doctor go to one village, and then you and a doctor leave there and go to another because those villages are so fucking remote. They don't have access to doctors
Hmm.
24/7. They get a doctor that comes
Right.
in once a week, a doctor and a nurse once a week. So it's like you go to
Hmm.
one village and you're there for a day, and then you fly out via helicopter and you go to another village, and then you're there for a day.
Hmm.
So I mean, like they're working a little hard because you figure people are sick or hurt or whatever, But still, I mean, shit,
Right.
350,000 a year. I thought about going and doing it,
Yeah, that's insane.
and I think now it's
Insane.
more than that, dude. I think it's like almost 500,000 now.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's crazy as shit. I can't even understand. Uh, God damn, it's just mind boggling the amount of money that you can make. I didn't even realize that it was going to be that. I learned about that after the fact.
Yeah.
Like, like I worked for these fuckers a few times, because they needed somebody. They did a trade one time
Mm-hmm.
as they were desperate for PCT. So they said, "Oh well, he'll work his day off. I'll go work my day off as a charge nurse, right, for their
Mm-hmm.
ass, and y'all send us a couple of PCTs that we need, in exchange." And they didn't pay me a bonus, bro.
Nice.
And I started put in for the mileage, right? And then a more experienced nurse at the facility asked me about, "Oh, you getting your bonus, right?" And I said, "What fucking bonus?" That's how I found out about it. So, so I had to sit there and come up with a way of uh, whenever they start asking me that shit, I don't know if I can make it. But if I had a bonus, I might have a better chance. I'm basically saying that.
Nice. But yeah, man,
So
I'm
that's
not,
how I had
listen,
to,
I'm not
yeah,
trying
get
to
my
be a
money.
dick to Eli. I'm just trying
You
to
know,
say, like, I've tried giving him the advice in his chats and he kind of poo-pooed my idea. And I was like, man, listen, I've been doing transportation my whole fucking life, dude. I grew up in a trucking company. You know, my grandfather's great grandfather's trucking company. My dad drove, my grandmother drove, my aunt drove. I've driven basically my whole fucking adult
mhm,
life. Listen, man,
right.
I know some shit about transportation and I've done cab work. I've been a cab driver, you know, when I was in college, I
Mhm,
drove a cab. So, and you know, I've done various other things like, dude, I'm the guy you need to be listening to when it comes to transportation money, you know, and making money in this field.
right.
And instead, he's got to know fucking everything. Well, it's going to take me an hour and it only pays $9. No, motherfucker. If it takes you an hour, because from the time you accept that delivery until the time you click off of that delivery, Prop 22 guarantees you 21 an hour plus
Right.
tips. So no, you're not making $9 for an hour's worth of fucking your time. You're making 21 an hour for your time. Why
Right.
would you say no to that when you're guaranteed to make 21 an hour?
Right, right, right. Oh, I get you.
Like
I get you
like that
1,000%. I
doesn't
understand.
make sense. And he's like, well, if I got to do this shopping for 13 items, it'll take me an hour to get through that, and then another 30 minutes. Who cares? You're making 21 a fucking hour.
Oh,
like
no shit.
like
That
that
ain't no lie.
like like that's dumb. Like I will go to Walmart for $21 an hour.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, for sure. But here, I got a question for you. I need some advice from you. Now, I've been saving up for a minute, right?
Yeah.
And so what I want to do is I want to buy a new car. Now, I thought about Tesla for a minute, and I've kind of looked at that and decided against that, I guess. But I talked myself out of that. But what would you suggest if I'm just trying to get, and maybe sooner or later I'll decide to do like some of this traveling nurse thing, right?
Mhm.
What would be your suggestion
Brother,
as far as
I would go with if you want a good mid-sized car. Now, if you want a big car, I don't know, but if you want a mid-sized car that
mid-size sounds right. Mid-size sounds right.
I'd go with the Honda Accord, man. They got the best resale value on the market. They've got a lifetime warranty on all lubricated parts from the axles to the engine. Um,
Okay.
I absolutely I bought two of them. I've got one that's the 2016 and I've got my 2020 Honda Accord Sport. Now I don't know that I'd go with the Sport model,
Okay.
just because the turbos do tend to go out a little bit quicker than the regular six cylinders. But go with like a nice
Gotcha.
like an EX, like it depends on how much you want to spend. An EXL I think is like $40,000. But you can get
Okay.
a nice base model six cylinder Honda Accord Touring that gets 40 miles to the fucking gallon, 30 to 40 miles to the gallon. And they're
Okay.
comfortable. And like I said, they got a great resale value on them. They hold their resale value. As a matter of fact, that's what they're known for, is holding their resale value. So if you keep it for
Gotcha.
4 years, you can probably sell it pretty close to what you paid new for it. So
Nice. Nice.
I mean, they
Okay.
hold resale real well. Trade in value on them is great. And like I said, that lifetime powertrain and all lubricated parts warranty, you can't beat that.
All right.
I
I
mean,
got you.
you're driving, you
Nice.
throw a bearing in a piston, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. They're going to give you a loaner car. They're going to take yours in. They're going to fix it for free. You know what I mean? Like
Cool.
it's a good deal. I mean, and they're comfortable to
Awesome.
drive. I love my Honda Accords, man. They're comfortable. Are they the lowest price cars? No. I paid what, almost 40 grand for mine, for both of
Right.
mine, to be honest with you. But
Okay.
it depends. Like I said,
Gotcha.
if you want to, like, you can get a Touring a little cheaper than you can the Accord Sport 2.0. All right. And the
Yeah.
EXL is full on luxury everything: Italian leather seats, heated air conditioned, steering wheel, seat, all that shit. So
Sweet.
if you go with a base model, you're talking about $25,000.
Okay, I got you. Got you. That sounds good. I'll look into that for sure. I'm gonna start looking at them Honda Accords. But I was
I
sitting there looking
recommend
at
them.
like a little bit of everything. I was looking at
Hmm.
everything, man, and I'm like, but I wanted something that would be, dependable and decent for me to get around a little bit, if I wanted to,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I recommend
make
the
that
Honda
money.
Accord, man. The Honda Accord is one of the best cars on the road. I mean, there's faster cars on the road, there's prettier cars on the road, but if you want dependable, high
For sure.
resale value, yeah, Honda Accord's the way to go.
Right. That's crazy.
If you were up
Okay.
north,
That'll
I'd
work.
recommend something like a CRV. But being you're in Texas and don't really need 4-wheel drive because y'all don't get a lot of fucking snow and ice. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you
No,
need
I
all-wheel
hardly get
drive.
any. Like once every 10 years we get some.
Yeah. And that day you just call in
Yeah.
sick to work and say I'm not fucking showing up.
Pretty much. Well, what ends up happening is they shut down the whole state because they can't handle it. The electrical
Right.
grid can't handle it. Yeah,
Right.
because it's not even set up for it. That's how often it happens. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. But well, hey Scotty, and I don't care what Sharon has to say. Sharon can't have anything to say about me. I ain't even talked to that bitch in over like 2 years. What the fuck? That bitch don't even
Gonna
know who
say
the fuck I am anymore. Yeah. How the fuck would Sharon know anything about me, much less have anything to say about me? Get the fuck out of here, you know? But yeah, that's cool, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
But I'll look at them Honda Accords and see what's up, see what I could get. I've been looking
Yeah, like
around
I
a
said,
little bit, and I'm about.
I think you'll
I
like it,
figure
man.
like
Like I
two
said,
more weeks, I'll be ready to buy. In about a couple more weeks, 2 more weeks. But yeah.
I'm not ignoring you, man. I'm the guy come out and asked me to move doors.
Oh yeah. Do your thing, brother. I don't think you're ignoring me. I think you're just chilling. But oh
Yeah.
well, I mean, hey, Scotty, she can apologize to whoever she wants. I mean, I don't know what she's apologizing to you for. You know, I don't know what y'all happened between y'all two. I mean, she's a fucking crazy bitch. I mean, and everybody knows it. I mean, is that what she's pissed about? That I know that she's fucking nuts? I mean, I don't know. You know, I've run into a few crazy bitches, you know, especially as of late. You know, I was fucking around with this one crazy whore, you know, that I mean, have you ever dealt with a woman? I think she had like autism or something real bad, you know, and it was like, you know, if you like say I go and I'm gonna take you on a date, right? And you know, I bring you like a fucking daisy or some shit. And well, now every time that you go to pick this bitch up, she wants a fucking daisy. You know what I mean? And if you don't do it, you know, if you bring a rose or some shit, you're fucked. You know, I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean? It's got to be the same every time. What the fuck's wrong with you? You know, so I
Right.
mean, some of these motherfuckers, bitches are crazy. You know, and I'm just thinking to
Most of
myself,
them.
look, you should be happy I gave you anything, bitch. Shut the fuck up. You know, some of these motherfucking hoes are fucking nuts. You know.
I think they all carry a can of crazy and a can of stupid in their purse. To be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely they do.
So
I mean, cause I'm thinking to myself, you know, what the fuck are these bitches fucking trying to do? I mean, it's like these, you know, because I've been dating around a little bit here and there, doing my thing, right? And I got to tell you, man, some of these motherfuckers out here in this motherfucking dating pool are fucking stupid. I gotta be honest with you,
for
man.
real.
I mean, did you see that one video where I had like a dating an app where it would tell you like delusional men and delusional women, right? Right. So I mean, like you could sit there and punch in like what you're looking for in a man or a woman or whatever, right? If you're a
I did
woman,
see
you can
that.
punch in
You
what you're
did.
looking for in a
Yeah,
man.
I did. I
Yeah.
did see that. You came up with like you put in some shit and it came up to be like 3.2%. I'm like, oh, that motherfucker's screwed.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and well, if I wanted a woman like to be like XYZ, like I want her not to be like fat in any way. If I want 0% body fat on that bitch, if I don't want her to be, you know, have any weight on her, you know, and I wanted her to make X amount of money, and I want her to, you know, whatever, and this and that and the other. Well, I mean, those are unrealistic expectations. If I got a woman that has a little bit of weight on her, that has, you know, yeah, and I don't expect a whole lot of money, and I don't expect this and that. I mean, it's like 40, 50%, like one out of two bitches I run across in the street is going to be like just like this bitch that, or whatever. And so I'm sitting here and I'm sitting in front of this bitch and I'm thinking, okay, well, I make more than six figures a year, and I make more than, most of the, dudes out here. You're sitting across from a man that makes more than most of these dudes. You're sitting across from a man that ain't fucking obese. You know, yeah, female delusion calculator. Exactly, Christian. So, I mean, and I'm thinking, and her odds of finding somebody, as good or better than me is like less than 1%. Yeah, I was thinking to
Yep.
myself, who the fuck do you think you're fucking with? These expectations that some of these motherfuckers have. You're not gonna run across another V probably in your lifetime, bitch. What are you doing?
And then they want to call out men
That's what
like Andrew Tate for calling them out on their bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Andrew Tate's not necessarily a model fucking citizen, but let's be honest, he's in that top 1% that you would find on that app. You know what I mean? Like, he's got money, he's good looking,
right,
he's rich. You know what I mean? And he ain't gonna take your shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame him.
right. It's fucking nuts, man. Some of these motherfucking bitches, their expectations are like, wait, I'm like, holy fuck. And I'm thinking to myself, look, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just trying to, go out here and have a good time. I'm not trying to, I've talked to a couple of them about listening to that, saying, hey, look, I'm just looking to have a good time. I'm not sitting here trying to, you know, accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You know what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying?
not trying to be baby
I don't
daddy.
know.
I'm just trying to have some fun.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
goddamn. I
You
don't
want
know.
baby
Some of these
daddy? I'm
bitches
not
are
the guy.
fucking nuts. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's why I just set myself up with, I'm going to go on single cruises, do my own thing, just have a good time, find people I can have fun with. I mean, I'm not interested in this, whatever the fuck it is they are,
Man, you
you
need to
know.
look at you need to get into that swingers club and shit.
Well, I mean, that would be great if I had a bitch to bring, but I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
You don't
Saying I
need,
don't have a
man, you
bitch
don't
to
need
bring.
one.
Hey, that's
You don't need one. You don't need one, bro. They got them single men clubs where you can go out as a single guy and join the swingers clubs and shit. They
oh
accept a
yeah.
few. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not looking for just that either. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for just sex, but I'm looking to have, fun. I'm looking to have, okay, let's go some places. Let's do some things. Let's have fun. Hey, I want to go to Vegas. Hey, I want to go, on these cruises. Hey, I want to go do this. It would be nice to have a little partner that, just wants to go have fun on occasion. That you don't have to worry about, oh well, are they fucking looking for me to goddamn fix their car or pay their rent and fuck with their, I mean, I'm not trying to do all that. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's friends with. Hey, Tinder's a. I hear Tinder's a good one, and there's friends with. There's some app I think my buddy was telling me about called Friends with Benefits or some shit, where you can
Right.
just link up and make friends, and it's kind of like Facebook, but then y'all can hook up and fool around and shit too. So
Well, and that's great too. But I mean, I'm just saying, it gets kind of funky sometimes with some of these motherfuckers, and then, they always tend to sit there, and no matter how it goes, they start trying to.
fall in
They
love.
got certain moves that they make. Yeah, they got certain moves that they try to make to where they're trying to, get somewhere that you don't want them to
Well,
get. You
no,
know?
the problem is you got the same problem I got, bro. You be dicking bitches down so good they trip and fall into feelings and shit. So
Mm, that
you
too.
gotta
That
back
I
up
mean,
off
that
the
happens.
you gotta back up off the dick game, man. You dick them
Yeah,
down too good. It's
don't give them the good dick. Give them the half dick.
right, right, right. Hold a little bit of that shit back, bro.
Yeah. Give them the half dick. You know.
Dick the girl
Mm.
down so good one time she left her husband and moved 3.5 fucking hundred or three about 350 miles away. You can't be dicking girls down too good. They be doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, I know that's right. That fucking shit there, goddamn. And for Sharon to be running around still talking about, what are you talking about, Sharon? You heard me talk about you one time in like fucking over a year. Come on.
I'm gonna say I
Get the
ain't heard
fuck
you
out of
say
here,
nothing
Sharon.
about Sharon in forever.
Exactly. Exactly. This bitch
This
comes
bitch
in
still
somewhere and
running
acts
around
like she
talking
has a lot
about
to say about me.
this bitch
Yeah.
still running around talking
For
about
what?
JT dick me down.
What the fuck? 3 years later, Sharon, 4 years? What the fuck, Sharon? Relax. It's all right, Sharon. It happened. You're gone. It's over with. I mean, I don't know what she was hoping for. Oh, bro, some of these checks I've been getting too, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is fucking ridiculous. It gets obscene. It gets obscene how much money I'm making. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no.
fucking obscene. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it almost makes you regret not doing it when you were younger, doesn't it? Like,
It does.
like at this point in our
It
at this
does.
point in our lives, it's like, man, what I could have done all that years ago and been set right now, been fucking retired. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right. I mean,
yeah,
well, I don't know, man. It's still, I mean, your divorces would have hit you harder. All these
yeah,
different things would have been worse. You know, I mean, so I don't
yeah,
know, man. You had to
yeah.
go
That's
through what
true.
you had to go through to go through it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And, and then it's a lot harder. You know, sometimes you don't tell bitches what you do. You don't tell them how much you're making. You don't tell them anything about yourself, and you try to get to know them. And you know, there's a lot of bitches that I'm doing that with. And then, but the thing is that some of them get crazy once they find out. That's where
Yeah,
it gets bad. And that's when you find out, okay, well, these motherfuckers ain't hanging with me for the right reasons. You know, and that's what you want.
right.
You want somebody hanging with you for the right fucking reasons and leaving you alone for with some of the bullshit that doesn't have nothing to do with them. They won't let a man be a man sometimes out here, man. It's fucking insane.
Hmm.
You know. You know, it's like I'm the dude, you're the bitch. Okay, let's get that straight. You know, stop
Mm.
acting like you got a set of nuts and shit around here. You know, I mean, some of them, and then they get mad when you say something about it. Yeah.
Bro, you know what kind of
Because
lifestyle
I
I
don't get,
live. You know I don't be tolerating that shit.
yeah.
First time a bitch talk back to
Oh, I
me, she
know.
gone. That's it. You out
Oh,
the
yeah.
door.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure, man. But I mean, I have this tendency to try to be a nice guy and give him a couple of shots, and like, hey, I said what I had to say. You got mad about it. You walked away. You had a chance to cool off, and maybe you rethought your position. You know, and sometimes they
Yeah.
don't rethink that fucking position, bro. And
Nah, you can
you're like, oh
go ahead,
no, okay, well,
keep that power position if you want to, but you gonna keep it over fucking there, and I'm gonna go over here.
yeah,
Like, like I ain't got
exactly.
I don't have a problem with a woman being strong and being powerful and being attitude-ish and shit, but you gonna do that shit over there. You ain't gonna be with me doing that shit. That ain't happening.
No,
So
no, I can't do it. Like you go to the,
I,
the five
yeah,
star restaurant or whatever, and you're just. I mean, I got the money to go do it. I could go. I went and took my daughter, and she got the motherfucking snow crabs, $120 fucking dollars, bro, for one fucking meal
right.
of snow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, fuck me.
Did
I
you see
mean,
that
and
video of that first date that guy had, and like they had their first date, everything went well, and then this bitch tells the waitress she needs like a couple kids meals or something, and dude's like,
yeah,
"That's like, don't put that
yeah,
on
I
my
saw that.
check." And she was like, "What? You're
Yeah,
not gonna buy my kids food?" He goes, "This is a first date. No."
he went back to the
Like,
kitchen on that shit. Yeah.
yeah, he did. He went back and said,
It,
"Listen, don't make that shit because I ain't paying for that shit."
I don't blame him.
Yep.
I don't blame him.
I don't either,
And
man.
then,
Like, listen, if she'd have said, "Hey, I don't mind going out with you tonight, but I'm gonna need, I'm just gonna let you know that either my kids are coming or you're gonna have to, buy them dinner too," and that before that date or something. But she tried to sneak that shit in
she
like
did.
last minute. That bitch crazy.
Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, well, she was saying he was an hour and a half late for the date, which, whatever. You didn't have to sit there and wait that hour and a half. If he was late, you could leave at any time. With before that hour and a half was up, but you waited for the man. Maybe the man let you know. I don't know. I don't know how he worked it out, but you put up with whatever you put up with. That's on you. you know,
Well,
and if she
still,
didn't want to
like
stick
hour
around,
and a half later or not, like whether he was an hour late or
mm,
whatever or not, who the fuck is one? Who
right?
the fuck's watching their kids, and why ain't they cooking their meals? Or why didn't she cook a fucking
Well,
meal when he called and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be late. Go ahead and get your kids something to eat because I'm gonna be a little bit late." You know, like I don't know, man. It's crazy.
well, most of the time the bitches are late. I get where she's coming from, where she's pissed that the motherfucker was late. I get that part because I've been pissed that the motherfuckers are late. I got it like an all time fetish. I gotta, if we say we're gonna be here at this time, I'm there early with bells on. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I got
that's
like
how
that.
I am.
I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't be late. Uh,
Nah.
but some of these motherfuckers, they're late as fuck. They show up late to shit. I mean, my best friend's like that. My best friend is fucking late. I mean, I could call him right now. He'll be here in 4 hours, saying he's going to be there in 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the type of shit he does. Pisses me the fuck off, but hey, you know, I let him make it. You know, but some of these bitches that try to pull that shit, I don't put up with that shit. You know, you won't find me there, motherfucker. At a certain point, I'm leaving. I'm not even telling you shit like I'm leaving. You
No,
know, I mean,
I've done that, dude. I've done that literally. I took a
mhm.
girl out between my second wife and my third wife. Before I met my third wife, I took a girl out. We talked on the phone for a little bit. I met her at this store, this organic food store, and we talked. And I was like, "Hey, you want to do dinner one night?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How's Saturday?" She said, "Fine." I give her my number. We talked on the phone for about a week, about 6 days, and then fucking was supposed to meet up on Saturday at fucking like this place called Hacienda. It's a little Mexican place in Evansville, Indiana,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I was there 15 minutes early.
Mhm.
And then at the time she was supposed to show up, she hadn't showed up. So I called her and she texted me running late. I said, "How late?" And she said, "Don't know. I'll get back with you." 15 minutes after the time we were supposed to meet, I took my ass home.
Right, right.
I ain't fucking sitting around
Yeah,
waiting. I'm going home. So I went home. I had to work the next fucking day.
exactly,
You know what I mean? I took the time out of my
exactly.
day. No, I went home. I cooked dinner.
Mm-mm.
I ate dinner. She tried calling me twice. I ain't answer the phone. I never talked to that bitch again.
Hell
I'm
no,
just
hell
not.
no.
I'm not doing it. I'm not waiting for you. That ain't the way this works.
And some of them with their
So
expectations, man, the way they fucking act, man. I don't know, man. The like you'll be sitting there having a meal, and then that bitch starts fucking ordering extra shit and acting like she expects this or that, and I'm like, I remember being in my 30s and how I handle it, and yeah, you know, I agree with how I handled it then. I don't think I did anything wrong to me. But some people would say, "Oh, well, you know, I got pissed off about how I handled it." But I mean, I wouldn't do that today. But it's not because you know I changed my mentality. It's just that I'm too old to do what I did when I was in my 30s. You know, I, w- I went to the restroom, crawled out the fucking window on her ass, left her with
nice.
a bill. I didn't give a fuck. You know, and you know, I'm too old to do that nowadays. I'm not crawling through no goddamn windows. You know what I mean? I might ask them to split the check or some shit, you know, or try to figure out another way. But because you know, that bitch talking about like she expect, you know, because it just like your attitude is everything. You know what I mean? Like if that bitch had a good attitude, that'd be one thing. But whenever they got a bad attitude, I can't do it, bro. Can't fucking
Nah,
do it. I can't fuck with them
nah.
like that.
I ended a couple dates in like mid sentence. You know what I mean? For that hateful bullshit. Bitch started getting
Right,
hateful about shit, and I just looked at her and went, "Yeah, this is over."
right.
She said, "What?" I said, "Listen,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and
exactly.
pay for everything, but I'm out of here. You can finish eating, but I'm out of here."
Exactly, exactly. I mean, I don't know. So these women nowadays, man, they got some ways about them. But I'm like, okay, cool. You know, yeah. Oh, attitude is everything. I mean, if she's sweet and she's like feminine and she's in the feminine role and she, you know, well, everything's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, she could talk me out of anything. You know what I mean? But if she's a complete asshole, you know what I mean? And a demanding fuck and a real shithead and act like she got some set of nuts or some shit. I mean, it's not gonna go well. You know, I mean, that's just the way it kind of is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It just
Oh,
if you're a dude like you know, want to be a dude like me, I can't handle it. I can't handle that shit. Or you're trying to be like, we're equal and we're different, but it's like, you got to be on your lane. You can't be like swerving around trying to be me. It just don't work that
Well,
way
it's
here. Acting
that's like my relationship with Anna. We ride side by side. You know what I mean? I don't mind riding side by
right,
side with her, but the second you try to swerve over into my lane, bitch, you better get back in your own. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
exactly,
mind riding
exactly,
side by side with you as my equal, but you also better know your place. You stay in that lane, I'm gonna stay in this lane. We ain't
exactly.
gonna
I
run
know
in the
my
same
job.
lane.
Right. I know my job. You know yours. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
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 Yup.
Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly right, brother. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna pop off of here and do my thing. I'm gonna let you do your thing, man.
Yeah, brother. I'll holler at you eventually. Your
All
number the
right, you be
same?
good. Yes, it is exactly
All
the
right, cool,
same.
man. I'll call you one day this week.
All right, cool. Sounds like fun.
Later, homie.
Later.